Right. So, hi everyone. Thank you so much for coming over here on such a short notice, if I can say. And before any of that, quick introductions. I'm Darhaz Mugu. I've started something called as AI for Vizag, which is a volunteer-driven community, public-driven community, particularly for people who'd be interested in tech and AI domain in specific, and people who are playing around with LLMs, or people who are playing around with anything that is related to AI. I thought that it would be a platform to start across. Now when all of this is happening, one question always stayed on top of my mind. That is, after living in Hyderabad and Bangalore for last 4 5 years, and all the kind of events and opportunities that usually come across in Hyderabad and Bangalore, I thought, why can't we do the same in Vizag and increase the builder community over here, so that the end goal would be, we have a lot of companies over here, we have a lot of employers over here. Why can't we connect, and why can't we loop up the talent that is present in Vizag or AP?
Hello, your
Hello,
voice
your
is not
voice is
clear.
not clear.
Is it same for everyone?
No, it's
Hello,
pretty good.
Hello.
Hmm?
It's good actually.
It
hello.
is
Hello.
clear, but it is a little low.
Okay, one second. Is it good right now?
Is it
Is it
better?
good right now? Is it better?
Yeah, it's a lot better.
Great. Yeah. So with
Great.
that
Yeah.
same thought,
So with that same thought, me
why
along
can't
with
we
a
do the
couple of
same
people
thing
thought, why
across
can't
in
we do the
Vizag,
same thing
and
across in Vizag?
so that
And
the end goal would be
so
the
that the
talent
end
that
goal
is
would be
coming
the
up
talent
in
that is coming
Vizag
up in
needs
Vizag needs
proper appreciation and
proper
needs proper
appreciation and needs
showcase, so
proper
that if we can
showcase, so
have
that
this
if we can
community
have this
built,
community
the
built,
entrepreneurs or
the
the companies that are
entrepreneurs or the
present in
companies that
Vizag
are
can
present in
readily pick
Vizag
up
can readily pick up
this talent from this
this talent
particular
from this
community, so
particular
that
community,
everyone
so that
can get
everyone
good
can get
paying
good
opportunities and
paying
good paying
opportunities and
jobs
good paying jobs
alongside building whatever
alongside
we are
building
building in
whatever we
the
are building in
building
the
whatever we have
building
been building
whatever
in
we
the
are
AI
building
space
building in the AI
has
space
been the goal.
has been the goal.
So with keeping
So
all
with
of that in
keeping all of
mind,
that in mind,
our
our
primary
primary
our primary
our
thing that
primary
we
thing that
started
we
out
started out
primary
primary
thing
thing
that
that
we
we
started out
started
with
out with
is
is
this
this
AI
AI
agents demo
agents
day.
demo
When I
day.
say
When I
AI
say
agents
AI
demo day,
agents demo day,
particularly we
particularly
chose
we chose
N8N
N8N
because
because
N8N is
N8N
little
is little
easier
easier
compared to
compared to
others,
others,
and
and
also it
also it
runs on no
runs on
code,
no
low
code,
code.
low code.
So we
So we
started out with
started out
N8,
with
and we
N8N.
might
We might
have
have
so there's an
so there's an
experimental
experimental
cohort that
cohort
we
that we
ran
ran
with a
with
very
a very
small
small
size,
size,
and
and
everyone picked
everyone
up
picked
a
up
couple
a
of
couple of
ideas and they
ideas and they
started
started
working on.
working on.
So in the
So in the
next
next
50
50
minutes, we'll
minutes,
be
we'll be
viewing
viewing a couple of workflows,
a
a
couple of
couple of
workflows by
workflows by
peeps that
peeps
have that are a
that are
part
a
of this
part of this
particular
particular
cohort,
cohort,
and they'll
and
be
they'll be
explaining their
explaining their
workflow. They'll
workflow.
also
They'll also
explain what is
explain
the
what
use
is the
case that
use
they have
case that
picked
they
and
have
why
picked
did
and
they
why did
build
they
and all
build
these
and all these
particular things,
particular things, showcasing the
showcasing the
showcasing the
uh,
uh,
what do we call
what do we call
showcasing their
showcasing their
workflows and
workflows,
the
and the
advantages and
advantages and
disadvantages of it, or
disadvantages of
the
it, or the
issues that they
issues
have
that
been
they've
through
been
and all
through,
of
and
that.
all of that.
So with
So with
no
no
further
further
ado,
ado,
let
let
us
us
immediately
immediately
invite
invite
peeps from
peeps
our
from our
N8N
N8N
cohort,
cohort,
who would like
who
to
would
go
like to go
first.
first.
Gautam,
Gautam,
Mohit,
Mohit,
Preetham,
Preetham,
would any of
would any
you
of
like to
you
go
like to go
first?
first?
Darhas, I just need few minutes.
Okay, cool.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Mohit or
Mohit or
Preetham, can either
Preetham,
of
can
you
either
go?
of you go?
I need 2 minutes.
Sure.
Sure.
Let's just wait for two
Let's
minutes
just wait
before
for
they
2 minutes
start up.
before they start up.
Maybe
We
I
I
can.
can
I
I
have
have
one
one
workflow
workflow
to
to
showcase.
showcase.
Maybe
Maybe
I'll
I'll
start with it.
start with
If
it if
you
you
guys
guys
need a
need
little
a
more
little more
time,
time.
I'm
I'm
sharing my
sharing my
screen.
screen.
Right.
Right.
So what
So
I
what
have
I
over
have over
here is
here is a
a simple
simple
workflow that I've
workflow that I've
created
created
for an
for an
actual
actual
problem that
problem that I an actual
I
problem
was
that I was
facing.
facing.
Uh,
Uh,
Now,
Now,
this
this
product that
product
you
that you
see is
see
aimed
is
dot
aimed at
digital.
digital.
So I'm
So I'm
currently
currently
working along
working
with
along
this
with
company
this
called
company called
Evolutes in
Evolutes in
Vizag.
Vizag. This is one of
Uh,
their
primary primary
primary
this is one of their
primary
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 products that are
products that are
present.
present.
So this is
So this is
majorly
majorly
eSign, which
eSign,
is you
which is
drop
you
out
drop
any
out any
particular
particular
PDF, it
PDF, it
turns
turns
that PDF
that PDF
into a
into
good
a good
eSign,
eSign,
turns
turns
that
that
PDF into a
PDF
good
into a
eSign,
good
a good
eSign, a good
document.
document.
Uh,
Uh,
Good design
Good
and good
design and good
document with
document
which
with
you
which you
can
can
with
with
which
which
you
you
can
can
read
read
easily.
easily.
Readability of that
Readability of that
particular
particular
document
document
goes
goes
well
well
easily,
easily,
and all of
and
that.
all of that.
So this has
So
been
this has been
released out.
released
This
out.
has been
This has been
released out in the
released out in the
market.
market.
Now let's say
Now
there is
let's
a
say there's
one
a
pager
one page or there's a one page or
resume,
resume,
but if
but
it's
if
a
it's
10
a
page or
10 page or
15 page
15 page
document or a
document or a
20 or
20 or
100 page
100 page
document,
document,
it gives
it
good
gives good
readability, it
readability,
gives
it
good
gives
view,
good
so
view,
that a
so
lot
that a
of
lot of
companies, rather
companies,
than
rather than
sending
sending
boring
boring
PDFs, they can
PDFs, they can
upload it
upload
over
it
here
over
so
here
that
so
the
that the
users can
users
have a
can
look
have
at
a
it.
look at it.
And
And
alongside that, it
alongside
has
that,
a
it has
chat
a chat
function
function
where I
where
can
I can
ask
ask
a
a
certain set
certain
of
set of
questions,
questions,
and I can
and I can
interact with this
interact with this
particular
particular
document, and all the
document, and all the
documents will be
documents will be
presented
presented will be presented
in one
in one
particular account.
particular
Now,
account. Now,
the
the
workflow that I've
workflow
built
that
over
I've built
here
over
is
here
they
is
have a
they have
product
a product
analytics team in
analytics team in
particular,
particular,
and then they
and
have
then
a
they have a
DevOps team
DevOps team
to handle the
to handle the
databases, to handle
databases, to
cloud and
handle cloud
everything.
and everything.
So
So each and every time,
the
the
product
product
analytics team
analytics team that they have,
they need
they need
analytics to
analytics to
they need
they need
analytics, they need
analytics, they
access to
need access to
database, and
database,
at
and
couple
at
of
couple
times
of
the
times the
DevOps team might
DevOps
not
team
be
might
readily
not be
available to
readily
give them
available to
access
give
to
them access
database.
to database.
And alongside
And
that, even
alongside
if
that,
they
even
have
if they
access to
have access to
database,
database, they
there
have
are
a
a
couple
couple
of
of rules, or
they
there are
have
a
a couple of
conditions saying
conditions
that why
saying
do
that
we
why
want
do
to
we want
expose
to
our
expose our
database to
database to why
want
do
to
we want
expose
to
our
expose our
database to
database
everyone
to
is also
everyone is
one
also one
particular question.
particular
Everyone
question.
within the
Everyone
team
within the team
is also
is
one
also one
particular question
particular question
that's
that's
present at
present at
their end.
their end.
So for that,
So for
what
that,
I
what I
did is
did
I've
is
built
I've
a
built a
simple.
simple.
And also,
And
even if
also,
they
even
give
if
the
they give
access
the
to the
access to the
database, a
database,
couple
a
of
couple
them
of them
doesn't
doesn't
know
know
SQL
SQL
effectively
effectively
to
to retrieve or to write queries
retrieve
to
data on
retrieve
that
data on
particular
that particular
database. So for that,
database. So
what
for
did
that,
I
what
do?
did I do?
I've created
I've
a
created a
simple and
simple and I've created a
an
simple and
workflow
workflow
which
which will start with an
which will start with an input chart
which will start with an input chart
message,
message,
and
and I've picked up OpenAI chat model,
and I've also
and I've also
included memory
included
to it.
memory to it.
And what
And
else did
what
I
else
do
did I
is
do
I've
is
added
I've
one
added
node
one node
to
to
convert the
convert the
natural
natural
language text
language text
into an
into an
SQL
SQL
query,
query,
and
and
that will
convert
that
and
will
that will
look
look
into the
into the
particular
particular
tables and
tables and particular
tables within a
within a
particular
particular
DB, and
DB,
brings
and
out the
brings out
data
the data
and
and
returns back that particular
returns back that particular
text,
text,
or returns
or
back
returns
that
back that
particular
particular
data and converts that into natural language, and runs it will run it across. Right now I don't have the OpenAI key readily accessible, but that is how this one particular workflow works. Yeah, so this is one thing that I've worked out very this is one thing that I've worked out very recently that I wanted to showcase up across. And in case if any of you have a similar use case, and if you'd like to implement this at your company, or if you'd like to implement this at your workplace, feel free to reach out, or we'll put this template on our website. In a couple of days you can pick up the JSON file from there. Yeah, so that's it from my end. Thank you so much. And Mohit, do you want to go next?
Yeah, I'm ready to go.
Yeah, great, over to you.
Yeah, folks, I hope I'm visible. Just a minute. Yeah.
Yes.
So this is my first, like I'm going to present two NITM projects. The first one is a podcast content automation. So basically I host and do podcasts with a lot of people. And the problem I face is I have the podcast transcript ready. And basically I need like the timestamps for basically the titles for the podcast, the description, and most of them can be like automized. I don't need to like go to ChatGPT, drop the file every time, which is like draining, and repeat it for every podcast and get like short timestamps for like short form content for clips and rest of the thing. So what I built is a automation that takes the input of the podcast transcript file, then it runs the automation, does the processing, and it just appends everything onto my Google Sheet. So this is my workflow. Yeah. So here I just put an input trigger to where I can just drop the file. Apologies. Just gonna drop a transcript file for this. My list. Sorry for the delay on my side. So yeah, and once I just submit the form, it's using the OpenAI key to run all the analysis, and in a second it's gonna be appended onto my sheet. Yeah, workflow executed. This is my sheet, and this is where I can have all the data. So this is the pod name, what got appended here. The title, description, the timestamps for an intro. Basically, we're going to design an intro for the podcast starting as well. So the timestamp my editor can refer to and quickly edit. And there's a text he can just copy into his DaVinci when he's like putting, fonts and everything becomes really easy for him. Saves a lot of time. And same, once the intro is done, we can just like update, like evaluate it, whether it's perfect or not, and then it's like posted. So this one, the post applies for. So yep. This is the first workflow, and so far working well. I need to clean it a bit, like give it context to make sure it's better, like give it context of other good titles and give it context of how it should look for short form content, things it should not look for, things it should look for to make it better. So that is the problem I'm facing. And this is the second automation I've been working on. This is a Zoho based outreach system. Basically, I also run an agency in parallel called GenSync, and I'm planning to do like 1,000-2,000 mail cold reach out monthly, like a system that's sending out 2,000 mails to specific prospects. Like one of my clients is a B2B IoT client who does smart metering IoT solutions and other stuff, IoT stuff, IoT manufacturing stuff for enterprise prospects in Dubai. And I'm looking, since I have a lot of experience with this client, I know how their sales works, how their partnership, etc. works. I want to reach out with more type of more clients like this throughout the globe. So I built so basically I use Gemini APIs to call and fetch and get the prospect of those companies, and that's the easy part. That's something I've figured out. This diagram represents how it takes the data and how it stores the data, gets the context in it, and sends out mails to them automatically via Zoho SMTP server. This is a workflow here. Right now, I mean, I cannot execute this workflow because I'm like perfecting each and every module. Like there's a lot of context and things I need to improve. So I'm like doing module by module, but this is somewhat the workflow looks like. And this is like my sheet over here. This is the Gemini data I was running. I was able to fetch the information correctly. And yep. So like I have problem fetching the emails. I'm trying to figure out like how to. This is like a test I ran with my one workflow. This is like the name of the company, their website, where they're based out of, the growth, their employees. These are like really important for me when I'm reaching out them, make a sales call with them. And this is the title, LinkedIn, and it gets the mail itself also. This is the mail context. So we're going to do like first mail is an intro, and it's just a context about them, and then what we do, and let's get on a call. And once they say yes, I get a ping on my dashboard as well. So it becomes like very easy. I have like five mails, and it's automatically sending mails when the workflow is active. And I only need to deal with reaching back to them and scheduling the call and taking. So this is like an effective workflow. So the workflow is not ready because I'm like figuring out if this is the right way to send a text, and this is the right what do you say, email header if not. So I'm not a very creative guy in terms of this, and I'm working with someone. And so this is like a creative problem. Just more time. One more email, like a problem with getting an email or getting which person to contact each company. Who's like the right person, like not the CEO who's very busy to take a call, and not a manager who does not have the authority to take up the decision, someone in between. So that is what I've that's the problem facing with the work that's like analysis. So yeah, that's it. Thank you for listening.
Great. Quick couple of questions. So the podcast automation that you have finished up right now. Any other features or anything else that you're planning to implement on top of it?
So most of it is adding something I did not know when I was looking at your chat was a chat context or a chat history, some module like that, right? I was not aware of that. So when I manually work on this task, every time I'm giving GPT a transcript and it's giving me some titles, I'm again giving it context that I don't want like this. These are very generic. Like add things like how this person built $1 million company and how this 21-year-old dropped out of college. These are like very these are like expressions that create surprise and aspect, right? These are like creative things which LLMs are not good at. So I need to add context at every case. Like for clips, there should be a context. Shorts, there should be a context. So Google Notebook is really good at that part, and it is still like 5 out of 10 times it gives me a good iteration, but this is a pretty good iteration compared to OpenAI because the Notebook LLM I'm giving it specific context. This is what Alex Hermos's shorts are like. This is how Mr. Beast puts his titles and thumbnails, and then when it takes my translate, it performs better. So I need to figure out that part. But so this is something I wanted to like. Down the line still is really good. Like manually I'm still updating and everything, and my editor has track of everything.
Understood. I have one more question, but just before that, people in the call, do you guys have any queries? Do you guys have any questions on the workflow that Mohit has just presented? Anything in particular?
Also, one short, any of your folks want to work on the outreach system, which is like a very complex module. It is doing analysis of the companies, then it's figuring out who to contact, like who is the right person to contact, and on what proposition we are contacting. Next, we are figuring out like the score, whether they're gonna fit in our context and analyze if they already have a website, they already have a social presence, a LinkedIn presence, or any other social online presence, analyze their content and how it's presented, and then talk about that. Like this is like a very complex model in terms of analysis and API calls back and forth, lot of filtration, cleaning and processing will need, and then like sending out mails, 1, 2, 3, 4 mails, and not just one person, like 3, 4 person in that thread, and then you have to respond to them as well. So this is like a very common. If anyone wants to work on this, I'll be happy to use a hand on this.
Cool. So just before we move to the next person, any queries, any questions that you guys have to Mohit?
No, it's pretty clear.
Yeah. My bad. My laptop just overheated. Shut off.
Cool, great. Thank you, Mohit. Thank you so much. I'll reach out to you after that. The only question that I have is, do you plan on? I wanted to ask, do you plan on putting this out as a SaaS application and putting a payment gateway on top of it? Putting a payment gateway on top of it, because podcasting work more than the podcasting work, the outreach part of it, that looks pretty lucrative to me at least, for the kind of work that I do on the GTM side. So yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much for yeah, thank you so much for taking this up. So we can go next. Who wants to go next? We have Preetham and Gautam. Does any of you want to go next?
I'm ready.
Yes, Gautam, please.
Okay. Second. Yeah. Sharing my screen. Let me know when it's visible.
Yeah, we can see it
now. Is my screen visible?
Yes,
Yes.
we can see it.
Okay. So, first let me explain the problem I'm dealing with. So you see, like, I'm dealing with a simple discovery system for freelancers. So mainly tech freelancers for now. You see, like, they do have their personal portfolio websites or something of that sort, right? But when a client comes, often what does a client need? They want a few basic things like the freelancer must be having experience on the project they want to hire the freelancer for. Also, the freelancer must be available in whatever timings or the monthly schedules that they think this project has to be built. Something of that sort. So they want to know this, but often what happens is a lot of reaching out and different calls happen even before knowing this. So there is, I thought of it's better for a freelancer want to be able to showcase a chat system where they give context to the project they want to showcase, and they're adding their calendar to give them their availability, so that when someone who is to be client, like they can simply chat with this and find out if it is a good project fit, or is the freelancer available in those timings of and also to schedule calls, etc. So this is like a personal assistant or manager for the freelancer, and for the client it's a easy way to understand if the freelancer is fit even before talking further, getting on calls, etc. So for this, initially I just implemented a GitHub rag. I'm planning to add more features like adding LinkedIn, etc. also. So right now what this flow does is, you see, like, it has got all the LinkedIn GitHub user repository data, and it did some filtering and getting the README and all. Currently it's just using the README and commits that the user did. So it stores all of this into a Pinecore vector store for the chat to access it later. So like this part is just for all the data that we need. Whereas there is another chat workflow. Just a second. Yeah, so this is the one. So I have an AI agent where you see the earlier Pinecone vector store, it's the same one here. So whatever data we stored there, the AI agent retrieves it from the same vector store. I have given access to find events, create events so in the Google Calendar, and also send out an email notification whenever it's needed. So that's the gist of the workflow. Let me show it in action. So this is the chat. And by the way, like I this is Prometheus is the name that I use everywhere on my GitHub and all. That's it, showing that. Let me give you one example. Uh, Tell me about Gautam projects that he worked on Appify. So we can specify one specific thing and let it find out if the user worked on a specific thing, technology or whatever is. So let's wait. Oh. Okay, it gave this LinkedIn profile analyzer tool, which indeed I used Appify on. It even gave the tech stack, main functionalities. Okay, so here is that one thing, and now let me try to schedule a meeting. So user can give the basic information like their email ID, when they want to schedule a meeting, etc. So let me just change it to tomorrow. So set me a meeting with my email, the email address on date at a given time. Let's say for 1 hour. Send an email notification for those details. So if we come back here to the chat workflow and let's see the live execution happening. 10:38:27. I guess this is it. So you see, like it has created an event and sent out an email. Let me just check that. This is a previous test one I did. Yeah, you see, like it sends out an email stating you have a meeting scheduled from this time to this time. Please check your calendar invite. Best regards. Obviously, I need to improve on this email and few UI things here and there. So the best part of all of this is like I got to learn a lot in N8, like before this I how do I say, my experience is like zero, and on top of this I want to make it a proper product. Like right now, like it's just basic bits and pieces, but in order for this to become a product, there are a lot of things that has to be done. A lot cleaning has to be done, and lot more features has to be added. Simply on adding LinkedIn, adding more ways to showcase these projects, etc. So I'll be continuing to work on those further. That's it. Thank you.
Great, amazing one. Gautam, so if you have to take it to public, who would be your primary customers, ideally freelancers who are looking out for clients and make that communication easier, right?
Yes, yes. So ideally, like if I think of who would be paying me, it would be freelancers, sir, because it's not much of a value add for the clients. And I'm planning it in a way that instead of using these free types and all, I want to build it in such a way that they have a folder it on the system and they run a desktop client. Let's say like they have anyway, I'm just for now targeting tech freelancers. They will be obviously be able to do it. So I want to plan everything in such a way that they have a simple desktop based folder which they give access to, and the data will be with them itself, so there won't be any privacy constraints. Or they only will have a client running on their desktop, which will serve to the web application. So adding more context is as simple as copying and pasting a file there. Um, that's what my future plan is with this. Yeah, I'll keep learning a lot and try my best to launch it.
Understood. Good one. Good one. Cool. So I do not have any other questions, but guys, do you have anyone in the call? If you have any questions for Gautam, you can pose up. You can put them up.
Yeah, I have a generic question. It could be answered by anyone. So my question here is, this is a workflow, right? What will happen when a workflow breaks? And what will happen when a workflow breaks for a long time and thousands of data get stuck at some point? In general, how is it handled in an A10 or so will there be a point where we can start from where it broke? How will that be handled?
Okay, so in particular, again, my personal this is my personal opinion. I use N8N for production ready applications or production ready tasks. Sorry, I don't use N8N for production ready tasks until and unless that is a very small that's a very small application. Now, when I say so, how do I say which one is a big application or which one is a small application? Is not with respect to the number of nodes that is present. For example, this is one workflow that I'm currently working on. I don't call this as a bigger one, but when you see the number of nodes and the way it runs and the way it runs and everything, it does a lot of it does a lot of reruns and everything. So over here, in my workflow, if you can understand this, it researches about one particular company and gives in which stream they are actively working on, so that I can go and pitch my services to them. So this agent will give me an understanding of what this company is working on based on all the historical data. Now, taking your question and giving example of this particular taking example of this particular workflow, even if an N8N workflow breaks, we can easily figure that out in logs, and whether it can rerun at the very same point or not, I'm really not unsure. I really haven't explored. I really haven't thought much on that. But if any of you can put across a point over there, that would be done. That would be great. But on my personal opinion, for very big tasks or very big SaaS systems, I don't use N8N. I use N8N majorly for prototyping and running small workflows, and it can be productionized. It can be productionized as well.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Cool. Any other questions for Gautam in particular? Cool. Then I'll take that as a no. Gautam, thank you so much. Great work.
Yeah,
We'll
thank
keep
you.
connected. We'll push this across.
Sure.
And cool. Who would like to go next? We have one last person, Preetham. Preetham, will you be able to start?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let me explain my project first through slides. What my problem is, what my idea is. Hi everyone, this is Preetham. The agent I have built is an content gate. It's an AI decision guardian. So what's the problem I'm solving? These days, what AI does it generates content at incredible speed. Like AI is used everywhere, like marketing, health advice, financial insights, policy claims, or statements, or generating reports, or all kind of this. Just the content publishing, it's all over the world, like generating through AI. But the AI generates in such a speed that it's almost not possible for human to manually check or govern over the data. So who checks if the content being published is safe to publish or not? Who verifies claims? Like all these I've mentioned here. Who ensures that if that country's the content we are posting is complying with that country, the country's guidelines? Is that legal to post? And when something goes wrong, who can explain why a decision was raised? I mean, why it was rejected, or why it was supposed or allowed to be posted. So all that. To solve that, what I have built is an AI decision guardian. It's a governance pipeline, which acts between the user and the publishing platform. It's like a layer between intermediate governance layer and it can be also called a compliance officer, analyst, and an auditor. Everything automated, and they each of every them is policy aware. This is what I completely built. It's a multi-agent pipeline. There are multiple agents included in the whole whole workflow. It accepts any kind of unstructured content. For this, I've kept text, any kind of unstructured available over the internet, which is supposed to be published. And after the data is received, it understands the intent and context. It extracts and verifies claims. Are the I mean, with the informational content being posted, are they really true, or is there any claims available on the internet? It verifies them, and then it also evaluates risk, if it's possessing any risk to post, or the score, it's the amount of risk, it is the rate of risk or failures it might take. And then as specified by one of our member in the last call, country specific policies are also mandatory, because the same content is not allowed to post in all the countries. So the country specific policies is also integrated, and it also produces a final verdict along with the decision as well. So why my agent differs is like every step is auditable. So in the end, there are reasons why such decision is taken, and you can check the audit with whatever claims, all the claims collected, whatever the intent is collected, or whatever the risks for the content being published. Everything is explainable. Every decision is traceable at the end, just like not some AI content generator. Next, let me explain you the flow. So this is how my N8N workflows grow. I will show you the working later. This is the flow chart. Initially, if through the webhook, it detects some response, the content being published. Because the content being published is an unstructured format, so I need to structure that. I need to normalize that. So with the help of JavaScript code nodes, I normalize it. I append it to the audit, the initially data received. Then there exists four different agents in the middle. One is country detection agent, other is intent and context, another is claim extraction, another is evidence analysis. So what country detection does? Country detection does is it detects from the content, like demographic data of the user uploading the content, from which country is, what are the complaints, or you can manually also from the tone of the content he is posting, you can also detect from that. But mostly it's collected from the demographic data. Next is intent and context. What's the purpose of the content being published? Is it like uh, it's what's its emotions, what's its final intention to post. And next, claim extractions, whether if it's risk to post without knowing the claim, because if it's owned by someone else, or if it's fake, or if it's not yet announced. So how do you verify? So for that, it extracts factual claims available over the internet. Next is the evidence analysis, and it also checks if there are any evidence available on the web for the content being published, if it's true, or if it's just being misleaded. So all that, from the data from all these agents, it is appended to the audit, and then finally the risk scoring is calculated. From the risk score, the policy engine gives us four results: either to approve or to modify the content we are being published, along with the reasons why to modify, or why it's approved, and then why it's blocked or escalate. And at the final, we get the decision response and back to the API. And here there is another thing: pre-mortem failure. Pre-mortem failure is, while a decision is taken, pre-mortem agent, what it does is it predicts its future problems. Like, if this decision is accepted or this content is published within the specific location, what could be the problems the user might be facing in future. If it's good to go, it won't be showing anything. But if it's a serious, the posting the content would be an issue, then it would be predicting the future outcomes as well, so that it helps us in explaining all those at the end. Now let me show you the workflow working. Yeah, here it is. So yeah. So for now, I'm sending this data as the input from the webhook. This is the JSON data, and I'm doing that through post request from Requin. The data I have given here, the metadata, everything. This is usually automatically gathered through the platform or the user data. So I'm pub- I'm posting this content, and I given the country as United Arab Emirates and the platform being posted as Facebook. So once I send the post request,
Just asking out of curiosity, how many nodes did you include here?
I didn't actually count.
Ah,
Yeah. So the final decision I got was block. Reasons are it has a high risk score, it exceeds a region's threshold, it has a risk level. The score overall came to 91, and I'll check the explanation why it was blocked, and it's not a credible source. It gave all the reasons why it was blocked. So also the claims separately. Everything is maintained in an audit, so we get a clear explanation of why something was done. So as you can see, criticism of religious leaders, aggressive tone, unverified supportable claims, encouragement of public charming on naming, high urgency of public, many reasons, and pre-mortem analysis. As I said, what could be the future problems while posting this, like legal complaint from authorities, because we are posting something which might affect political issues, so legal issues and platform violations, and religious institutions might backlash on us, and social media platform might remove. So these are all the risks which might receive, which is done by pre-mortem. So this is how this completely acts as a governance layer for content publishing. And what I could have added are I should have included like the video and the audio as well, because content can be of any format. So I will do that further. And also the chat history, because it need to learn on what decisions it take, but it's I haven't mentioned like reinforcement. So I need to maintain the chat history as well to learn from the previous decisions. And we can also give it to the organizations, like if they want to privately keep in their company, like the enterprises who use AIs for communication with people. So this might be very useful. And in healthcare industries as well, because while generating healthcare solutions or something reports using AI, we must also be aware of what might be the risk of that. So pre-mortem here helps here that a lot. And audits are maintained for why the decision is taken. So while working with AI, we know why AI is doing such thing at each and every step. So this is my complete agent I have built.
great, that's crazy. And in case if you're selling this out or if you're subscriptions for this, who would be your primary consumers? Did you think anything, or if you're pushing it for the first, think anything? Did you think about that?
Yeah, mostly marketing agencies who are using AI for publishing out, or some blog platforms, or either, as I said, either healthcare industries also, it's used at some part.
Understood. 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 Crazy. This is crazy. Cool. Cool then. Thank you so much. I do not have any other questions at my end. But people in the call, do you guys have any questions to Preetham? Preetham, and just before that, a quick question. Okay, Sri Charan has a question. Sri Charan, do you have a question? In case if you're speaking, we can't hear you. Okay, understood. Just drop out your question in the text. That should be okay. And Preetham, just before that, I wanted to understand if you have two things part by part. One is the issue with latency. So how much time does this workflow usually takes to finish one query?
Uh, it usually takes, I mean, the only time taking agent in my workflow is the claim extraction because it need to search all the claims over the web. So
Okay.
for that, for complete workflow, including that, it takes around 5 to 6 seconds.
5 to 6 seconds, and that's the lengthiest process
Yeah,
is what.
that yes. The all the other parts take less than half millisecond, but that one thing takes a lot time.
Understood. And are there any more optimizations that you're trying to do for this workflow?
Uh, for the optimizations, yeah, like I need to optimize once I implement the video and audio files because while the content which we receive online is of huge data. So when I am analyzing that huge data here, it takes a lot of time. Then while after that, after I integrate those, then I need to work on the optimizations.
Understood. Cool. That's it from my end.
Yeah.
Sri Charan, do you want to go ahead? Okay, he'll type it out. Cool. But apart from that, anyone else, any other question? This will be this is our last showcase for the day. Preetham is the last one who's showcasing it out for the day. So, any other questions?
Pritam, may I know like who is this intended to? Like who will be using this?
Yeah, it would be used for I mean the platforms where users publish a lot or upload a content, or enterprises which use AI for communication. I will give you a clear one.
Okay,
Yes.
so let's say like if I'm this is mainly targeted for companies and all where it matters what they post a lot, right?
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
Cool. That's it then. Okay, so Srijar and us, you're using an AI to verify an AI generated stuff. How reliable is it?
I mean, it's I haven't used a single agent or something that's directly what do you call hallucinating anything. Each and everything is prompted, so it is obviously context specific, and that's why I know that it's not perfect. But as I said, to optimize it, I would also be using chat history, and I would be using regulatory policy documents specifically. I mean, linked to that, like along with sheets, all the policies or the sources it's being verified from. I need to optimize it more, but for currently, it's doing well because prompts are given very well written and it has been tested multiple times. So I think it must be working good.
Great, cool then. Thank you so much, guys. That's it with this particular demo day. We have picked up four workflows to run across. There are a couple more workflows, but just because we have to close down in an hour, we won't be able to showcase. We won't be able to showcase all of that. But we are pretty soon trying to add all of these workflows and all of these recordings to our website so that everyone can come down, or something like a repository, so that everyone can come down and view them, or pick up those particular workflows. That is what we are trying to do. And leaving that across, going ahead, we'll be doing couple more things. We'll keep you posted in the WhatsApp groups that we have. Yeah, with that, thank you so much. I'll see you again in one more space at AI for Vizag. And thank you so